Last December, a report in the Washington Post accused two Indians of a plot to overthrow the government in Maldives. The newspaper alleged that Savio Rodriguez and Shirish Thorat attempted to overthrow President Muizo's government. The plot was to bribe 40 Maldivian MPs to vote out the Muizo government. This report has been denied by India's Ministry of External Affairs. Savio and Shirish have denied it as well. But they have collaborated on another plot, a book plot, and that book is called Codename Lucifer. This book talks about a fictitious operation to eliminate terrorists inside Pakistan using unknown gunmen. And they're both on the show with us tonight. Gentlemen, welcome to the News 9 Plus show.
Thank you for having us over.
Savio,
Shirish, thank you.
I have to ask you this. Why this book? Codename Lucifer, it eerily mirrors what's going on in Pakistan right now.
Well, let me be brutally honest with you, and I think the people of India must know about the fact that India has many soldiers without uniform that are working to keep India safe from anti-national elements, predominantly terrorists that have been targeting India time and again. And therefore, a message has to be sent out to the people who are terrorists, number one, and to the people of the country that there are soldiers without uniform who are sacrificing their lives, and we must know about them. We must tell their story. Unfortunately, we cannot name any of them because of their identities, but we can at least pay a tribute to them in a fictional manner to the story that we are bringing out with Codename Lucifer.
Right, a tribute to India's unknown soldiers who can't be named, of course, for various reasons. But, you know, Shirish, over to you. You're the author of A Ticket to Syria, which was adapted into the OTT series Family Man. Now, what's common between Codename Lucifer and A Ticket to Syria? My mistake. The Freelancer. It was adapted into The Freelancer. What's common between these two books? I see a lot of, covert, black plots, all of those kind of stuff which intelligence agencies don't like to talk about a lot. How much of your book, especially this one, is based on reality?
As you know that I have been in the private military sector for almost about 2 decades right now. And we do hear through the grapevine rumblings, or if somebody reaches out for a search and locate, or if for a pop and drop assignment.
Right.
And we put together these small nuggets of information. We came up, me and Savio came up with this book. So I would say it's substantially based in fact and augmented by our experiences in that area.
Right. A fact backed with experiences in their areas, and that's something else that's, it's just raised a lot of, interest in what you just said. The fact that Pakistan has been claiming, at least since 2024, that India has something to do with all of these extrajudicial and extraterritorial killings inside Pakistan. Of course, the government of India has denied that. Their allegations, according to the MEA. But, the fact that given your backgrounds, that Savio, you're a member of the BJP, Shirish, you're a former cop, a former Goa policeman, now you're in the private military sphere. Does this kind of play up to Pakistan's allegations that India has something to do with the killing of its nationals? Hey, look, there are two people here, there are two gentlemen here who've come out with a book which is eerily similar to what's going on right now inside Pakistan.
Our sources tell us that it is actually the Baluchi elements and Afghan elements, the Taliban, who are actually getting back at the Pakistani terrorist outfit groups.
Right.
3 main groups which are there. And it's but natural that the ISI will put a different spin on things. But that's not to take away from the fact that people who have inflicted grievous emotional and psyche wounds on India, like from the 1993 bombings to the 26/11 Taj terror attacks,
Yes.
there are people who are who have committed treason, terrorist acts in India and are now languishing in comfort in, say, be it Canada or
Yes.
London, or Switzerland, or even America.
Right.
And these people need to be brought to justice. Message has to go out that no matter where you are, we will get you. You will face the wrath of the government of India.
Right. And you know, I just remembered, Shirish, that you also written that book called The Scout on David Headley more than a decade ago. A quick follow-on question to that. Uh, were you angry and frustrated as a policeman, knowing that, you know, all of this was being conducted so brazenly, the fact that David Headley could walk in and out of the country, plan, plot, carry out this 26/11 attack, backed by the Pakistan deep state, and we seem to do nothing about it over a decade ago. Was that at the back of your mind when you were writing this book?
Well, yes, I was a policeman about 22 years ago, and much more emotional, much more immature than what I am right now, hopefully. Uh, but I have learned that to detach the emotion and the passion part of it, because that is counterproductive when it comes to our work here,
Right.
to my work. But yes, the anger still lurks behind. I will be lying if I said that there's no anger. The
Yes.
anger still lurks. And it's important to have that anger behind, because that propels you. That's the engine which drives this whole thing forward.
Right, absolutely. Anger that drives this engine. Very well put, Savio, and Shirish. But Savio, I have to come over to you on this point about Donald Trump just thanked Pakistan today for handing over one terrorist back to them. Do you see this as, you know, a return to the post 9/11 world where Pervez Musharraf would routinely hand over these people to the United States in exchange for some kind of concessions and all, given the fact that they have so many, they have a bewildering array of terrorists and terrorist groups, they can take their pick who they want to pick up and hand over to the United States?
You see, whatever Donald Trump does as far as dealing with terror outfits that are dangerous for America, that's Donald Trump's prerogative. But for us as India, I think the most important aspect for us is to ensure that terror organizations, terrorists that have already inflicted wounds on India, and terrorists that plan to inflict wounds on India are dealt with mercilessly.
Right.
They need to be dealt with absolutely no holds barred.
Yes.
There is no space for terrorism as far as India is concerned. And that is what the codename Lucifer is all about. Codename Lucifer is about a very, very elite group of black op operators that deal with terrorists that have inflicted wounds on India and terrorists that plan to inflict wounds on India. Now, the fact of the matter is, many people talk about, black op operations, and they look at the U.S. with the CIA, they look at Mossad and Israel. But let me tell you, having been a part of the system, that India too has an extremely, extremely intelligent, intelligence organization. They do have a very strong black op operations as well, but we do follow a certain code of ethics as far as dealing with our enemies are concerned.
Right, absolutely.
And what are...
And it's a new India, it seems, Savio, given from what you've been telling us. I'm afraid we're completely out of time here, but Savio and Shirish have a new book out. It's called Codename Lucifer. It's a work of fiction, but it could also be based on fact. Who knows? They're not telling us yet. But thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen, on this News 9 Plus show.